Wait. Square Enix have released a trailer in 4K. Are they finally catching up to the 21st century? Hello, wonderful people, and welcome back to the channel, where today Square Enix have released a trailer for the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Benchmark. It's not out yet. In fact, it's going to be all of 24 hours. I believe it comes out at 8 AM British summertime on the 11th of July, which is, from where I am, tomorrow. By the time this video comes out, it will still be tomorrow, but unless you're watching it as soon as it comes out, you know, the trailer will be out, obviously. The benchmark will also be out. We're going to watch it and see what it contains. But the only thing that I know it contains is Male Vieira, because I saw that in the tweet that said there's a video out for it. But I'm also expecting it to showcase the usual things. So, Durplander doing his stuff as a paladin. Alice, Alphino, the gang doing stuff in their respective new gear. We'll get some new flashy things for Reaper. We'll get some new flashy things for Sage. We'll get a look at some new zones. We'll get a look at some new monsters. We'll probably get some new music. And hopefully, at the end of it, when I do the actual benchmark, I'll get a decent score. But we're not going to get that at the end of the benchmark trailer because it's a trailer, not my actual benchmark. Let's watch. Peggy 13. It's a benchmark trailer. It doesn't have that. Creative Business Unit 3. Snow. Magitek weapons. A variety. Garlemald. Punk. That's a new animation. What the hell is that? Here's the Durplander on his new Collector's Edition mount. Slice. Oh yeah, it might show off some new job ability moves as well. That's weird looking. New animation for them disintegrating. That thing looks cool. The moon's coming out. Why are we being followed by the Garlians? Boots. Altitia. Ooh, those are some low resolution book covers. Alphino Sage outfit. So this is Hub 3.0, 5.0, 6.0. We've got some mocapped animation for this. They're pulling out the stops. Shadows still a little bit flickery. Which, considering this is a trailer and not actual in-game, Alphino, you're going to walk into a desk there, mates. Do you like this mellow music? Definitely seem like they've upped the resolution on Alfie's textures. Into Garlemald. There's a lot go. Whoa! What the frick is that? It's got stuff going on. That's terrifying. Styrian. There's a lot of new enemies in this trailer. Male Vieira. Couple of reskins, but nothing wrong with that. Stola and... Whoa. Beholder. Ugh, Lise. I actually like Lise as a character. That thing is... Yeah, they've definitely upped the resolution on the Derplander there. Is that Omega? Alpheus Sage. Heals. It looks very Omega-like. Nice. It's very cinematic, this benchmark. That'll give us a look at some of the AF gear. Right, we're going to get a flyover of the zone. Ooh. Hello, Vitra. Bit of crafting and gathering. Very vibrant. Elephant man? People? Elephant people? So this is... that's Razed Han. Ixion mount. I don't have that. At some point, I might get it. Still haven't upped his hair textures. Heading towards one of the tower. That ground texture looks a little bit repeaty. Lots of enemies that you recognize the general shape of, but they've got variations. What the? That's the Shadow Man rig. Hello, Xenos. Ooh, Alizé's new outfit in-game. Wow, wow, wow. I assume those are actual animations for Limit Break 3? Whoa! Oh, that's cool. And there's the money shots. This is incorrect. Everybody knows that if you've got the vaguest interest in this game, the early access starts on November the 19th. That was a really impressive trailer. There was a lot in there. Let's take a look at some of the key bits. So first of all, we've got... In fact, I'm going to need to play this to talk about it, because skipping through videos never works well for me when I'm doing it live. So we start off with the... what was that? Because it looked a lot... see, I was confused into thinking, just because of the speed of it, that it was a lot like the Ultimate Weapon. But it's not. This is a new ogre, I think. Yeah. So we've got some Magitech armor in the snow, which is, of course, a lovely callback to Final Fantasy VI. I like the fact that we're getting a lot of different biomes. I'm assuming that this will be the zone outside of the Garlemald city limits, because we know that Garlemald is a cold place. This looks like a new Ogre or Gubu rig. Yeah. Oh, no. The Yeti. The Yeti models. This looks like a new Scorpion thing, but with a little bit of one of the weapons about it. Yeah, that's the Yeti. That's the ogre, which seems to have massive claws. Or is it that, the ogre? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a good 5 or 6 different new enemies there. That's a gremlin there. In fact, there's loads of them. The little buggers all over the place. Fighting Magitech armor versus... You're trampled, mates. Clonk. Yeah, this thing's hideous. No eyes. Kind of weird multi-butt head. Wonderful tentacle tail. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks actually a lot like the Shadow Lord in FF11. Which would be cool if they put those in as kind of powerful enemies in this. Oh, it's got a teeth belly. Yeah. That's terrifying. Right, here's Derplander on his new steed. I am still torn about this. They've definitely got a lot of texture detail on that. The metal still looks a little bit weird, but the actual pattern on the barding looks quite high res. And in fact, he in general does, apart from his hair. Yeah, something about its... Yeah, that thing... It's got the kind of arm flailing of the running Gubu. In fact, is that just a Gubu? No, its arms are its legs are too long. Maybe it's just a mix of both. But this thing is bizarre. It looks like its eyes are kind of floating orbs within twisted horns. That is a really cool look. I like the... I think those are tusks, aren't they? And then its actual body is kind of a weird blob of flesh. Definitely kind of nightmare fuel. And again, we've got stuff being badass in the background. Yeah, that's shooting things out. That's shield bash. Yeah, it's almost glistening. It really looks like they're taking advantage of the slightly extra power that they've been afforded. Nostrils, teeth. That's a weird Final Fantasy creature, frankly. I don't know the paladin animations well enough. That new dissolve animation, that is new, right? I think that's new. I think that's a new effect. Yeah, we've got some red gremlins. We've got a weird snake thing there that they haven't showed off much. Tusk things. Shadow Lord things on both sides. The weird double mouth thing in the middle. Yeah, there's at least four or five new enemies there. And then the moon comes out to signify our switch. Yeah, it does look like they've done a little bit of work on his hair, to be fair. Now, obviously, really up close. The texture detail on the armor is still quite pixelated. The stuff in the middle here looks like it's it's had a sharp filter run over it by the look of it. I wonder if they're going to give you the beard option. I'd really love for them to do more character creation options. I know they're giving us male Viera, but more options in terms of face and stuff, I think, is a necessary step. And they also need to make sure that they do something about Hrothgar hair. And just Viera hair as well. But Hrothgar hair especially, because it's still tied to their face. I like the fact that there's a faster walking animation Hero pose. This was a 6-minute trailer and I hadn't even realised. Okay, so we're on a boat. People are walking faster than normal. So this is giving us our first in-game look at old Sharlayan. It looks better lit than it did in the initial reveal trailer. The mountains in the background, especially around here, still seem a little bit low res. The detail at the top looks fine because there is some, but this expanse here and kind of there looks a little bit iffy. The problem with massive white stone buildings in terms of lighting is that they always look really kind of artificial, and I suppose the model level you'd think they wouldn't put that into a trailer, but it's a benchmark trailer, not an... I mean, yes, they are using it to show off new things. Apparently, they're doing a 14-hour broadcast currently. Right, this is an issue. These low-resolution book spines are everything that is... This is very much a Final Fantasy VII Remake door issue back on the PS4. Interesting that there are some particles flying around in here, though. Yeah. I mean, I wonder how much more taxing it would be to have higher resolution book covers. I know it's a tiny thing, but it sticks out. The lighting, though, the actual light shafting is nice, and the colour work, as you would imagine, is superlative. Because of course it is in a Final Fantasy game. Oh yeah, and this is Alfie's new outfits. He's got another one. I'm assuming this thing on the back here is the point to which the newliths for Sage attach. He's got the cuffs halfway up his boots. That makes no sense. It's cool looking though. Right, so let's see. I think these are all older outfits. I don't recognize that hat. Lean emotes. That's a nice kind of waistcoat. Again, quite low res, but that person... Oh, she's stretching. Yeah, that's the level 59 stuff from Google Library. Which you'd kind of expect in Old Sharlayan, technically. Part of their fashion. Yeah, a lot of these people are wearing the same fashions, and that's absolutely fine. Closer look at the building. It definitely looks better up close like this. The initial shot where everything just looked a little bit kind of 3D model-esque versus this that is closer and therefore looks better lit. It's the fact that it's a white building and it's difficult to make the shapes and contrast stand out from a distance. I do like the green details. Yeah, that definitely looks better. I'm thinking this is a little bit of motion captured. I'm assuming it will be applied to a lot of scribe-like NPCs in the game from now on. Assuming it's new. Might not be. But actually, that's just his thinking emote, isn't it? But they put a pen in his hand? Dunno. The shadow work here is interesting. We've got some soft shadows and some hard shadows. So I'm assuming this, yeah, this is the markets and the vendors around Old Sharlayan. That shadow flickering. It's nice to know that it's not just an issue with my rig when it comes to shadows. I mean, if they're recording it in an official video, then clearly it's an issue with the engine. I've oft said that FF14 looks its absolute best during the night time, because I like the lighting and the glow of stuff at night. It looks great. Daytime, part of the issue is the flickering. And I think as well as, you know, HD textures, a rework of the lighting engine would probably go quite some way to making it look like a newer game, because it is starting to look a little bit old around the edges. Each expansion, they do a little bit more to bring it up to date with, you know, new ways of doing the textures and stuff. But if you look back at some of the ARR stuff, it definitely shows its age. I think these are crafters and gathering outfits, so I don't know whether they're new. I love this idea of Alphano just wandering around with his nose in a book. Admittedly, I want him to walk into something. Those book textures in the background look good. But as I've said, everything in FF14 looks great from a distance, but up close, not so much. See, that is definitely higher res than it would have been 5 years ago. You know, you can still see that the slight kind of sharpening of the pixels on the edges there where they've compressed them, but the actual metal itself definitely looks more metal. High quality commentary damaging. It's early. But yeah, the texture on his outfit reminds me a lot of the textures that used to be on stuff in 1.0. That's slightly more coarse. No, coarse isn't the right word. Rich texturing. More pronounced texturing. You're reading a book through a veil. That's not sensible. Some definite motion capture in there. Okay, so we've got a funky effect around what is essentially the ruined capital, the Emperor's Palace of Garlemald there, which has got stuff sprouting out of it. And this shot was just all kinds of chaos. That's actually one of the enemies from one of the raids, isn't it? As I was looking at it, I thought, ooh, new Beholder enemy, but it's not. That's an enemy from, is it one of the World of Darkness raids? He's a boss in that. So a lot of enemies that we've seen before. Hectai is that weird clawed ghost thing. More gremlins. Been a lot of gremlins around Garlemald. This weird snake thing. This thing was just odd. Are these tongues, or are they like kind of fungusy bits? These are the things from the trailer, which apparently were also in the game already, and I'd missed them. In the Amaurot dungeon, in the last section of that. Yeah, these are some of the same monsters otherwise from the opening scene. Again, tying into the idea that the snowy bit was Garlemald. This is showing off new animations for for classes, I think. Gunbreaker. New samurai thing. Yeah, is that the chicken boss from Amaurot? The second boss? I think it is. New dancer ability. New monk thing. I like this new paladin thing. I'm assuming these are new abilities rather than new animations for old abilities, but that does look a lot like Shadow Wall. I do like it. It looks like an upgraded defensive. Same goes for this. This, the kind of mirrory shine on that with the almost rainbow banding is really nice. Also, that thing there has got a weird face. Ground texture's not bad either. Synchronized plunging. What was that? Was that ninja with a gap closer? That looks like ninja with a chargy gap closer. That's Justinian showing off. Weird. That's a lot of teeth. Yeah, see, they look really cool from a distance. This is the weird fleshy thing up close. As I said, the game looks great from a distance. It's up close where FF14 falls apart. That being said, I'm not sold on those gremlins. They look a little bit like walking tomatoes. They're a little bit too orange. But that enemy looks really cool. Clonk. Right, male Viera Machinist, female Viera Red Mage. I haven't got my Machinist to 80, so I don't know if this is new armor or not. I think it is. And I'm pretty certain that's new Red Mage armor. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that's a Mikoto. I was going to say, is that a Viera with a hat on? But no, that's a Mikoto. You've got the tail there. I really dislike these kind of pointy spike rapiers. I'm not a fan of them at all. I prefer rapiers that look like actual swords. Also, it looks like she's holding a Fabergé egg. That's a new Red Mage spell, I think. I don't play Red Mage enough, and it's got so many flashy spell effects. Actually, I never know with it. But yeah, it reminds me of reminds me a little bit actually of the Flames of Truth cinematic, where they try and bind Bahamut with the kind of stakes, crystalline stakes. What else do we have? That's Ishtola. That's a cool hooded Black Mage AF with kind of nice tattered robe going on. Yeah, that was the Beholder thing. That's definitely a new animation, I think, for them disappearing. Yeah, so we've got Lys and Raban charging in with the resistance. Because why not? We've got some pirates. We've got some... I'm assuming these are Twin Adders guys because of the green. And Ul'dan. Yeah, Grand Company peoples. There's Hien. Yugiri. Derplander. Explosions. And this thing looks a lot like Omega. Have I misremembered something? Is this part of the Omega weapons thing that they've been working on? Right, there's the AoE Sage AoE Cure, which looks pretty decent. I'll be spamming that a lot. That's the wings, which is cool. Right, this will be our first proper look at the AF. Do like that. New Scholar outfit. You can't really get a feel for what things are like on a Lalafell. The Dark Knight armor looks cool. They've gone for the black and silver trimmed, which worked really well in the corpse stuff. I think people will be very happy with the new dancer female attire. Ninja's got some glowy bits by the look of it. It zooms out a little bit here, doesn't it? Yes. Okay. That's Estinian, so I don't know whether he's going to have his own unique armor. The new samurai armor looks very cool. Not sure about the white mage skirts. That's kind of weird looking. Definitely like the new dancer stuff. That's the Exarch Urianger. New monk gear. Yeah, so that is the new black mage stuff in the background there. Quite like that. Like the hood. Don't know how they're going to do it as two separate pieces. That'll be interesting to see. Are we missing? What's this? Is that a warrior? I think that's the warrior. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the warrior. I assume Urianger is representing Astrologian. Right, that was a new scholar spell. New barrier of sorts. Because, of course, they're going to have to redo the toolkits a little bit. White Mage is doing some kind of water bubble. So they're finally bringing water spells back into the White Mage toolkit a little bit more. Because they've been sorely left out. And then it explodes with a kind of protect. And slice. Okay. This was the bit that I think was the least impressive in terms of that contrasting that I've been talking about, because there's not a lot of vegetation. There's a lot of flat ground. Vitra looks cool. I do like the purple cliffs, though. So we've got some crafting and gathering going on. I quite like this this particular outfit here. That looks cool. I've never got into crafting in the game. We've got some more new enemies in the back. Well, are they new? No, those are new. They're the same rig as something that we've seen before, though I can't think what off the top of my head, but I don't recall those details. I'd remember something like that. And they could be in the game in content that I haven't done. It's possible. Those are the spinny spiked tail ball things reskinned. I'm not saying reskin is a criticism, by the way. The elephant guys already look a little bit more expressive than the Kojin do, which, to be fair, isn't difficult. We've got some collector's edition mounts and some of the harder mounts to get. Don't remember where that's from. I don't know where that's from. Oh no, is that the shark mount? Can't remember. Giant purple crystals in the background. Cool looking. Little bit too... The reflection is a little bit too big, arguably. See, that area there just looks a little bit too bare. You know, it looks like they're going for a kind of a lush jungle mesa in terms of colours and stuff, but it's a little bit too barren. Although, to be fair, it does look more dense in the background there. The tower looks cool. No surprises there. Right. What do we have here? So we've got a one of the death dragons. We've got this weird... This looks like an evolved version of the first Doom. A slightly longer, more sinuous version. This is a weird flesh abomination. There. Oh, that's the new astrologian gear that's not on Urianger. Cat off the shoulder look. Quite like that. And that's the new Dragoon. Oh, yeah. I think Dragoons will probably be quite happy with that. And that's the new Gunbreaker. I couldn't quite see it. Yeah, decent look at that. What's this? Summoner? That's cool. Yeah, that must be Summoner. Oh, yeah, there's the Ifrit Eggy there. New Bard gear. That was something that we were missing. Yeah, the Summoner's got his horn. They're going for a very kind of, in many cases, dark with kind of metallic trim. Look, this thing's there. Can never remember the name of those dragons. Yeah, that's definitely a new animation. Here's New Xenos with his... This looks something like something that Sid would make, or no, Nero would make. Right, Alizé's outfits looks a little bit odd, actually. Not gonna lie. The shorts don't work as well in game as they do in the cinematic, or maybe it's just that pose. Something's not quite right there. I'm assuming these are some legit Reaper animations, but it's obviously very choreographed. That's clearly an actual thing. So Alphino summons a cube. Is this going to be the Reaper LB3? Because that looks very cool indeed. Also, his eyes were glowing there as well, which was nifty. And there we get our money shots. Also, what's this thing in the background? That looks like the heart of one of the towers. So, lots of really cool stuff. Surprise, surprise. In that benchmark trailer. Obviously, once we get the benchmark into our own hands, we can take a look at it in more detail for ourselves. Character creator will have Viera, male Viera, that you can play around with. It'll have a selection of new outfits, I would imagine. I'm intrigued if there are going to be any other surprises added to the character creator part of it. That would be interesting. If there are, I'll do a video on them. I vaguely recall doing a recording of my actual benchmark, which turned out to be a terrible idea because, of course, OBS sucks up some of the computer's power, so it doesn't run as well as it could do. Plus, I'm running at 4K now, which is going to mess with the score a bit as well. And because nobody's been able to get new graphics cards for the last 2 years. Because of bloody Bitcoin mining stuff, I still don't have the 3090 that I'd really quite like. Because, you know, for what I do on a single rig setup, that's kind of the goal at the moment. I think by the time I get one, they'll have announced the 4090. Anyway, tell me what you think of the benchmark down in the comments below. And if you are watching this video after the benchmark comes out, how did your computer hold up? I'll tell you what mine did when it's out. Until next time, folks, thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Demagen Reacts, or whatever I decided to call it. Hope you've enjoyed my breakdown of the trailer. It's taken a while. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Stay safe. Cheerio.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.